This is the new Porsche Cayenne, and when I read about this car first, I thought, it's a significant facelift. But Porsche wants us to believe that this is more than just a facelift. They claim that it offers a completely different experience compared to the older model. So is that true or not? And the best way to find out is by driving it. So we are doing that, but in a very special part of the country. We're driving it from Guwahati to Cherrapunji. So join us as we tell you more about this car and about this beautiful part of our country. And now let's talk about the main thing, the performance of this new Cayenne. Well, in terms of engine, the only engine option that you get here in India right now is a 3-liter V6 engine, and it's not a brand new engine, but it's a reworked engine, and as a result of that, it now produces more power and torque than its predecessor. As a result of that, you get almost 350 horsepower, 348 to be precise, 500 Newton meters of torque, and all of this is channeled to the wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission. So definitely the numbers suggest that it does pack in quite a punch, and it's more powerful than earlier. It is quick in the real world. Off the line, again, the acceleration is good. It's not something that will pin you back to your seat, but yes, it is quick enough to keep you excited. Yes, it is that much fast. The only slight place where I see there's a scope for improvement is the time it takes off. So even when you're driving and you suddenly decide to accelerate, so there's always this moment of hesitation that the transmission has. It's just a fraction of a second. Once it gets going, then moving up through the ratios is never a problem. I mean, upshifts, downshifts, it's fine. It's just that one time when you start it, that's when the hesitation shows up a bit. But beyond that, the performance is really good. What it could have had better in terms of being a Porsche, because you do expect a similar kind of an experience in terms of driving, it doesn't have the sound, the exhaust sound that you would associate with a Porsche normally. And it's quite a muted car. Yes, you can go in for the optional exhaust, but that will set you back by about 6 lakh rupees, and still that would be better probably only when you're idling and give you a bit of more volume, but it's still not an exhaust that you would enjoy in terms of pure sound. So yes, I mean, that part is something that's missing from the Cayenne's driving experience. And the other thing that I think isn't exactly in line with the Porsche driving experience is these paddle shifters. So they don't feel like paddle shifters on a Porsche should work. They do not have that clunky feel to it. So that engagement factor is missing a bit. They're not bad. They work perfectly fine. It's just that the engagement factor from the feel of it could have been better. But overall driving experience is good. And handling, oh boy, that is an area where the Cayenne absolutely nails it. In terms of suspension, it gets a new suspension. It's an air suspension as standard in India, and they have worked on the suspension to such an extent that it probably behaves like a magic suspension. So at flat out speeds through corners, and we have been driving for the last 2 days through twisties, and we've been really pushing the car hard, but it just stays flat when you're in Sport or Sport Plus mode. And despite being in Sport or Sport Plus mode, the ride isn't harsh. It is tolerable. Put it in normal and it behaves like a luxury SUV should. So it is the absolute best of both worlds. But how Porsche engineers have managed to do this is beyond my understanding. But yes, the suspension is a gem of a work. It handles amazingly well, and at the same time it can be very comfortable when you want it to. So genuinely, I think this is probably the best handling SUV sold in the country right now. It is that good. At the end of the day, I could have kept speaking more about the new Cayenne, but this video was not meant to be a review of this SUV. Instead, my idea to bring this video to our viewers was to celebrate the joy that Porsches bring to people through their excellent drive and dynamics. The new Cayenne then turned out to be yet another great Porsche that will put a big smile on your face every time you drive it. And with the mesmerizingly beautiful roads that we drove through from Guwahati to Cherrapunji and the breathtaking sights that we experienced just elevated the entire trip. So if you love exploring new places and enjoy driving but love to take your family and friends together as well without sacrificing anything, be it comfort, performance or handling, the new Porsche Cayenne is a brilliant bet. An SUV that begs to be driven yet doesn't disappoint, even when being driven in. Achieving brilliance in all these areas is something that few SUVs in the world have done, and the new Porsche Cayenne is one of them and definitely among the top.